Hi, welcome. Hope Zvara here, and today's focus is the core. And when we think about the core, we're often kind of thinking maybe more so about what the abdomen looks like. When I think about the abdomen, more so thinking about the front of the abdomen, so the six-pack belly muscle. And that rectus abdominis muscle is actually our most external core muscle that we have. So when we think about the core in layers, I like to think of it in a three-layer approach. We have the transversus, then we have the obliques and the erectors, and then we have that rectus abdominis. When we bring the back muscles into it, they're also kind of in a layered effect. But we also have that pelvic floor. So if we think about our pelvic bones, okay, the bony protrusions that we can touch, think about what's inside. Almost like you were to make a mold and pour clay in the inside of your pelvic bones, that's going to be your core. So when we think about this area, it's important that we tap into that. And what I tell my students again and again and again is performing the movement and getting it done is very different than moving in the movement or being in the pose and knowing that you're using the right muscles. Because we can have students, or you can come into a class and do everything the instructor says, but unless you know that you're using what you should be using, the movements don't really have the value that they're supposed to. And that's really kind of the approach that I try to take with any exercise. So as we move through these exercises today, really pay attention to what I'm talking about and what I'm trying to describe you should be feeling. And if you're not feeling that, we want to back off. Why? Because then you have the weaker muscles turn on and the stronger muscles a chance to back off. So really pay attention to that balance and that marriage. Let's begin in tabletop. So hands and knees. And when we set ourselves up for tabletop, we want the wrists under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. The folds of the elbows turn forward. We're not hunching, but rather sliding the scapula back. Rib cage is lifted. My pelvis is in neutral even though I'm not on the mat or standing. So I have just a gentle natural curve in my spine, and I feel the strength and integrity of my deep core muscle. Toes can unroll for the time being. Press away from the floor so I feel the broadness of the back rather than sitting in the shoulder joints, which is very common. So you want to make sure we have that nice long space. Awesome. Let's just start with a simple cat-cow. So traditionally cat-cow, we tend to over-exaggerate the lower lumbar. Sit bones turn open, folds of the elbows turn forward. I look up, and then exhale, I round. Now I'm way up in my upper back. But I'd like to pose kind of the uncat-cow. So inhale, belly sinks, curl the toes under, draw the sternum forward. So we're really lengthening the abdomen and front chest. Then exhale, round the back, tuck your tail, pelvic core, and then lean back so the whole spine is involved. Inhaling. And exhaling. 3 more, inhaling. And exhaling. Now if you're tight in the shoulders, it might be tempting to keep the folds of the elbows turned in. I want you to keep them forward, even when you round. And as I come back, I know I skipped the back bend. And then come forward. Keep the folds of the elbows forward. Nice job. Exhale, round. Last one, inhale forward. And exhale, round. Nice job. Inhale, come up to tabletop. All right, so re-solidify your structure. Pelvic core is strong. Everything's an extension from the core, remember? And then as I find tabletop, bring a little bit more weight into the knuckles so you're not sitting in the heels of the hands. That's going to be definitely a big rule of thumb, especially if you're feeling wrist pain. So now keeping the strong core, I'm going to sneak back. I'll work mirror image, my right leg back, so that the big toe is barely resting on the floor. So we're not bringing all this weight over onto the hip. It's almost like I've never removed the leg from the floor at all. And then lifting the foot only to hip level. We're only going to lift the leg as high as we can keep the strength of our core. For many people, when they lift the leg, they focus on lifting so high. Look what I'm doing to my low back. I've lost that structural strength and support, and I've lost the natural curve. It's not about the height, okay? Keep the hips square, flex the foot. You should feel lower glute, hamstring, inner thigh, and that deep core. Push away from the floor. Now inhale through the nose, notice the weight in the arms, keep it even. Exhale, stay lifted through the rib cage. Now as I sneak my left arm out like an airplane, minimal shift. So when my arm comes off, I'm going to turn towards you, stay with me. I shouldn't feel the shift off to my base arm. I'm lifting the arm and there's no change. That's that core stability, but also now shoulder girdle stability. So inhaling through the nose, stay lifted through the rectus and rib cage. Exhale through the nose, either back toes rolled under or unrolled. I like unrolled. Inhale, keep the hips square. Exhale, flex and reach through the back heel. I'm going to spin again back to the direction you can see me at the length. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. I know this seems simple, but let's do it right. Exhale. Last breath, inhale. And now exhale, round the spine, hand to knee. My pelvic floor helps lift my knee. My hand is just going to guide it a little bit more. Fold of the base elbows forward. Inhale now, extend, length. We're not arching so much. Exhale, press through the base arm, lift the leg and heel. Inhale, steady. Let's minimize wobbling. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, breathe out. Inhale, lengthen. Last one. Exhale, lift the heel, strong core contraction. Inhale, out. And now drop the back foot, thread the needle. Drop the head. As I press into my right arm, my right leg pulls back. Gently unravel as you twist the spine. So we're focusing on length in the body so that we're not crunching vertebrae on vertebrae. If I need to, I can tuck my top arm, bring a little bit more chest and shoulder. I can also extend the top arm, and I'm drawing my shoulder away from my hip. Each variation holds a slightly different sensation for the body. One is not more right than the other. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, relax onto the bottom shoulder. All right, inhale, arm comes up, broken table. Bottom toes can roll under or keep them unrolled. Think about it. I'm contracting in my core before I lift my arm and leg. I'm finding a focal point for my eyes and press into the bottom hand. Let's hold and breathe. Keep going. The hardest thing about falling is allowing the ego to allow yourself to lift and come back up. So it's okay to fall. Last breath. Exhale, foot drops slowly. Arm drops slowly. Inhale, unwind all the way out. And then exhale, lower the arm down. Nice work. Back into tabletop. Let's just take a moment here. Fingertips towards the knees. If you need to, do one hand at a time. Broaden the back, fold the elbows forward. Lean back. Let's just give the wrists a nice little stretch here. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, relax the shoulders. Press the heels of the hands into the floor. All right, nice job. Release the wrist. Open and close the hands. Roll them out. Awesome work. All right, let's try the opposite side, see how it goes. So I'm setting myself up, folded the elbows forward. I'm trying to reprogram the musculature of my upper body. For a lot of us, especially if you like lifting weights, there's a tendency to prefer to turn the elbows in and hunch and round so that we can overuse deltoid, bicep, and pectoral muscle. By rotating and sliding the shoulder back into its socket, we're forcing ourselves in a good way to start using tricep, deltoid, and trapezius, more of the upper back muscles, the ones that bring our posture back the way it's supposed to be. So just a really important point to pay attention to. And this transfers over into plank as well. All right, neutral pelvis, neutral spine, inner core is strong, pelvic floor is surging forward. All right, minimal shift as I slide, use the word slide, that left leg back now. Big toe barely rests on the floor. When I go to big toe rather than ball of the foot, it sends a signal to my brain that I'm not resting, okay? It's just propped there gently. Hips stay level, nice strong inner core. As I lift now the right arm, minimal shift to that left shoulder. So keep pushed out and aware. Inhale through the nose, chest is squared to the mat. Exhale, check your arms. Sometimes the airplane wing is broken, and I want you to bring it all the way outside the shoulder. Nice. Now as I lift the leg, I'm only lifting as high as I can minimize the drop in my pelvis, okay? So core support dictates how high the leg goes. Inhale, flex through the foot. Exhale, pad your knee if you need to. Balance the weight between the arm and the leg. Inhale through the nose, nice work. Exhale, flex the foot, no external rotation. For those of us with tighter outer hips or stronger outer hips, we tend to want to lift and rotate out. I want you to square and stay strong through that lower belly plane. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, if you can't smile, you know you're working too hard. So just find that nice balance. All right, here we go, that nice little small flow here. Exhale, knee comes into the chest. Now the deep transversus and pelvic core, take the knee up to the sternum. The hand is just gonna support it a little bit more. Steadily, watch the wobbling. I'm gonna extend right where I came from, nice and strong. Exhale. Remember, the movement doesn't matter unless you're bringing value to all the tiny little tidbits of the movement. 3 more. Exhale. I'm going to point my toes, lift the legs, strong core. Inhale. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Think length. Exhale. And inhale. Keep pressing out of the base shoulder. Exhale. Welcome that heat into the body. Well deserved. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Hold it. And now exhale, drop your back foot straight down. Lace your right arm to the left, that thread the needle. Now you can see from the back view, I'm reaching through my back heel and I'm going to use the base arm to gently press open. Adjusting the top arm up, behind the spine, or alongside the ear. Go with what feels most appropriate for this side of the body. So if I keep my arm alongside the ear, this is going to be more purposeful for this side than maybe mirroring the exact what I did on the opposite side. Focus on length, moving the hip of the back leg away from you. Breathe. For many people, they feel the stretch through the upper back, the armpit, or through the torso. All right, here we go. Broken table, arm comes up. Think about contracting through the transversus. Then lift the leg. Hold and breathe. Flex the foot. No sloppy extensions here. Smile. Exhale, lower the leg down, lower the arm down. Let's come out mindfully. Inhale. Great work. Exhale, lower the arm down. Knees to the mat, knees go wide, sit back on your heels. Reach the arms as you drop the head. Inhale, roll yourself up. So if you've seen my videos before, what do? 2-to-1 ratio. So what I'd like to do is we'll do 2-to-1 ratio as kind of the balancing core pose. And then if your tabletop or your thread the needle was not the same for both sides, we'll stop, and if you need to switch and thread the needle the opposite way, I want you to do that. Don't think of them as one big flow. Think of them as 2 separate movements. All right. So I'm going to come into tabletop. And I'm going to be balancing on what would be my right arm, your image would be your left arm. So nice strong core, I'm getting my pelvis into neutral, reprogramming that blueprint. Slide my left leg back. Square the hips, so no cheating with those hip flexors. Push away from the floor with the base arm. Inhale, arm strikes out like an airplane, leg lifts. Now if you're feeling tired or fatigued, keep the big toe down. Just lift it a few inches up off the floor. The height means nothing if you can't keep the structure. True extension of the hip is only 20 degrees, so that's not even near being all the way up at hip level. Really work deeply right between the hip bones and pubis bone. Breathe. Here we go, 5 times. Exhale, round, press, lift. Inhale, lengthen, reach, extend. That's 1. Exhale. Inhale. Fold to the base, elbow stays forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Drop your foot. Now this is the side I need to thread the needle to. So drop your body down. If it's your opposite, switch legs. Inhale, press open. Keep the hip drawing back. So the leg is extended. If you've done this posture before, when the knees are bent, not only does the spine C-curve, but we find too that we're so tight that it makes it really difficult to feel much of anything in this posture. That's going to be good and beneficial. So extend that leg back. Reach to the heel. Let's take a couple good breaths here. Almost imagine as though you're going to roll onto your back, but resist falling over. Inhale, arm comes up overhead. Stay here if you need to. You do not have to lift the leg. Slowly lift the leg, few inches to maybe hip level. Keep the foot flexed and pelvic core is strong. Inhale through the nose. I'm balancing. My eyes are looking up, forward, or down. Exhale, press your bottom arm into the floor. Smile if you can. Inhale. Exhale. Think strong and empowered. Our thoughts are our reality for our body. Nice job. Exhale, lower the foot, lower the arm. Inhale, mindfully come out, fold to the bottom, elbow turns forward. Exhale, release the arm down. Nice job. Let's do the opposite stretch for the wrists. So tops of the hands on the floor, fingertips point to the knees, fold to the elbow turns forward. So if I face you, what's very common is we're restricted through the forearm and the shoulder, so we want to turn the elbow towards you, but I want you to turn it towards me. I'm either going to go single or double. Open your fingertips, broad back, lean back. Now, for those of you that might be in school or work at a desk job, these are great wrist stretches to be doing on a daily basis, especially if you're at a computer. So repetitive injury or strain is something you definitely want to catch early on. Inhale through the nose. As I lean back, I'm keeping the temptation from lifting the top of the hand. Keep that pressing into the floor. Again, broad shoulders, fold to the elbows forward. Let's hold 4, 3. Do these every day for a week. You'll feel much better. 2, and 1. Roll out the wrist, release. Nice job. All right, we got to throw at least one plank in there. So as I come into plank pose, now you can be on the forearms if you need to. Fold to the elbows again or forward. Wrists are under the shoulders. Now once I find neutral, if I come through tabletop, I'm not changing from the crown of my head to my tailbone and my pelvis. The legs are only stepping back. So with this mindfulness, as I sneak my legs back, nothing should shift or change. Okay, so I extend one leg, firm it, extend the opposite leg, and I'm right where I need to be. Watch not to hike the hips or to drop the pelvis. You're going to feel back strain. Broaden the back, press into the fingertips. Engage the inner thighs. My thighs are pushing up and engaging. Pelvic core is lifting. Spine is lengthening. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Keep resisting gravity. If you need to, you're on the knees, but the knees are behind the hips, not under the hips. Inhale through the nose. Stay with the breath. Exhale, let go of tension. Rather than looking forward, there's nothing for you to see. Draw the eye line down and try not to sag the head. It brings more stress to the wrists. Inhale, push away. Exhale, if you feel that little quiver, just honor your body. And one more breath. Nice job. Knees down. Sit back to the heels. Walk your arms to the right. I'm going to go to the right as well. Press your hips to the left. So we're feeling a length through the left side of our waist. And hold here and breathe a couple good breaths. Inhale through center, nice work. My hips are going to press off to the right, so off my right heel. As I reach my right arm to the left, kind of gripping the floor, open the channel of the side body. Again, that fold of the elbow can really change the game. Turn that up, which may change how you feel in your scapula shoulder blade area. Inhale, come to center, rise up, and come to the middle of your mat. Great job. Every little bit counts. So really focus on the quality of the movements rather than just doing the movements themselves. Not only are we maybe not going to benefit as much, but we could be injuring ourselves, doing more harm than good. For more information, visit my website. I have a daily blog. Also, I have a Core Functional Fitness by Hope Zvara Facebook page that I'm posting all sorts of fun stuff regularly. But most important, be an advocate and don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. Thanks so much for viewing my video today. Keep your core rocking and who knows what life will bring you. Namaste.